And what's up, everybody? I'm back with another movie review today. I am reviewing a really or Wake Up Dead Man, a Knives Out mystery, or Knives Out 3. This movie came out last year, 2025. Um, Pretty recent stuff, and it's the last movie in the Knives Out marathon. So this might be the last movie review for a little bit. Well, probably not actually, because we got more marathons planned. But anyways, I got a lot of thoughts on this movie, so let's just jump right into it, shall we? This movie, um, this movie's a lot. This movie is very religion focused, which I thought was a pretty drastic turn from the first two movies, and I'm not 100% on that idea. They make it work, but I don't know. I don't like that part of it. But I think try not to sneeze. Okay, we're good. I think the reason why it works is because it's not just like a religious propaganda movie, right? It's a very exposed look on religion in many ways, and how like priests will when they'll have be on a power trip and they'll use um the church for financial gain, or they'll just use it to abuse people, or and how people just blindly follow along with it because it's religion, it has to be good, right? And how it like shows that these people have always been, finally brainwashed, and there's a lot of it's a very big look at conservatism and how conservative people, how they see the world, versus there's some people that in this movie that are representing people of other political spectrums, and how they clash and compare, and everything like that. Um, so it's not it's not bad. It's not the direction that I would have taken though, because the murder mystery in many parts of this movie does feel like in the background, like a secondary thing. Like obviously it's there, but it's not something that's 100% focused on. I think that's because it takes so long for the investigation to actually begin, because they choose to have all of the backstory to start the movie. So it's not really a backstory. It's just the getting up to the main point while the main character, is narrating the whole thing. Again, not something that I think works out too well for this movie. But even so, there's even some more flashbacks. So I don't know why they wouldn't. I guess it would have been weird. It wouldn't have flowed too well if they didn't do the flashbacks, but just do. I just think the first part, while he's narrating all that stuff, goes on way too long, and some of it's necessary, but I don't think it was all necessary per se. Especially because this movie is very long. I think it's the longest of the three. It was almost about 2.5 hours long. You just don't need all that. And contrary to the second movie, which is about the same length, maybe it's a 5-10 minutes shorter, it's pacing. This movie's pacing is terrible. Like, it's terribly paced. It goes on forever. There's not a lot of action. It does pick up at the end, but for the most part, there's just not a lot going on here. It's very slow. So that's my big thing. Some other things is the Isaac from The Last of Us show is in here. Woo, he's pretty cool. Not in it for a lot, but he is there. Meg is the cop as well. Mila Kunis is the head cop. I would have never expected her to play that role, but she does a pretty good job with it. So credit to her. And then once the detective guy actually gets there and the murder mystery part begins, it's not like super bad. And then once everything actually starts like picking up, it's not bad. There's some good plot twists. There's some really cool action scenes. The priest stuff with the confessional scenes are very uncomfortable to watch. I will say that. Didn't need that at all. Um, but I don't mind. The main character is a little weird. I don't. I don't think he was fully fleshed out with his character, but that's just my opinion. I think he's fine. He just doesn't. Just compared to the first two movies, I don't think he bounces off of the detective well. Maybe it's because it's a guy this time. The first two movies, it was a girl. I don't think that's the case. I think it's just the character is not written as good and doesn't go well with it. Because, again, they go so heavy into religion stuff, and the detective guy is not for that. Like, he's to be a detective. Like, what else do you want him to do? But the ending is insane. Again, insane ending. I can't lie about that. The ending is quite wild, with this guy seemingly just rising from the dead, and then dying again, but not really. And then there's like the whole burn body thing. It's really freaky. But so it ends off on a good note, but it just takes forever to get there. Forever. So that's my review. I say this is about on par with the first movie, which is a disappointing downturn. I would have think that they would have hit it up even higher from the second movie, but just having it in a religious setting at a church just didn't work out that well. But that's still my final score. I'm going to give it a 6. I think that's a good ranking for it. On par with the first movie, so might as well give it the same score. So that's going to do it for this review and for the Knives Out movies. So if you've seen this movie or any of the other ones in this series, let me know your thoughts about them in the comment section down below. And that's going to do it for this video as well. Stay tuned for other much more amazing content, including more movie reviews and other awesome stuff. Till next time, see you guys later. Goodbye.